My name is Terry Rathmann, and I am the author of a book titled Juror 11, A Story of Murder, A Story of Judgment. The book is based upon a true story when I was selected to be a juror member in a murder trial. Anyone here ever been a juror in a murder trial? Well, do you know how old you have to be in order to be selected on a jury panel? Well, you have to be at least 18 years old. Let me tell you what happened after I walked into the courtroom for the very first time. The judge presiding over the murder case announced that before the murder trial could begin, the attorneys were going to ask some personal questions of all the potential juror members about our past experiences. Questions like, where did I go to school? Did I own a gun? Have I ever been arrested? And several questions about my current and previous occupations, my jobs. The objective of these questions was to make sure that there was nothing in my past that would prevent me from being a fair and impartial juror member in this murder trial. Does everyone know what it means to be fair and impartial? Most of you probably have said more than once in your life to your mom or to your dad, "That's just not fair. Mom, that's not fair." So we all have a different view of what is fair and what is not fair. On the other hand, the word impartial means that you are not taking sides with someone about something. So for the time being, you are neutral. You're not believing one way or one thing over another at that very moment. The scales of justice are balanced, and no information has been given to you in order for the scales of justice to either lean guilty or to lean not guilty. Many of you most likely have heard the phrase innocent until proven guilty. This is how our legal system works in the United States of America. You're supposed to look at your fellow citizens, your fellow classmates, as being innocent until evidence has been revealed that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt the person is guilty as charged. So let me take you back into the courtroom to let you know what happened to me next. The judge told me that before I could answer the questions from the judge or from the attorneys about my past experiences, I had to raise my right hand and take an oath. So I want you all to take the oath with me. So please raise your right hand and read the oath with me out loud. You shall give true answers to all questions as may be asked by the court or its authority, including all questions asked by the parties or their attorneys concerning your qualifications as jurors in the case of Darren Paulson versus the state of Georgia. So help you God. So at the end of the oath, everyone says, "So help you God." In one way, the attorneys have the same goal as God Almighty. The attorneys said, "You shall give true answers." What does God tell us in the great book of Exodus, in chapter 20, where the 10 Commandments are listed? God told us, "You must not testify falsely against your neighbor." God is telling us not to lie to anyone. This commandment from God is worth repeating. I want you to say it with me. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor. God is telling us that we should always tell the truth to friends, family members. We need to tell the truth to everyone. Let's get back to the murder trial. So I was selected to sit on the jury panel box with 11 other people from Gwinnett County. The judge told us that the defendant, Mr. Darren Paulson, was charged with killing a person by firing his pistol. This was not a murder mystery type of trial. The trial was going to be about self-defense. The jury panel had to determine if the defendant had a legally valid reason to protect himself by shooting the victim. Deciding the fate of the defendant is an awesome responsibility that I didn't take lightly. Between me and 11 other juror members, we had the ability to send someone to jail or keep them out of jail. This authority was given to us by the judge and our legal system. So my job during the trial was to attempt to find the truth. The way I was supposed to validate the truth was by listening to the people who took the witness stand and who gave their testimony to us about their involvement in the murder that night. The jurors also had to review physical evidence submitted in the courtroom, and we had to validate that evidence and ask ourselves, does it prove the defendant to be guilty or not guilty of murder? Don't miss this part. By having witnesses testify in the courtroom about their involvement in the murder case and the evidence found at the scene of the crime, the 12 juror members had a way. We had a method to validate the stories being told and determine if those stories were a lie or if the story was the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. In the murder trial, there were consequences for the actions and behaviors of people involved the night someone died. So this brings me to the reason I am here today. Because in school and even at church, you have the opportunity to hear gossip, and you might have the chance to spread a rumor about someone at your school. Just so that we're all on the same page, let's read the definition of what a rumor is. A rumor is a piece of information or a story that has not been verified by you or the person sharing the information of whether it's true or false. So raise your hands if you understand what a rumor is. Excellent. Now let's read together the definition of gossip. Gossip is usually about things like love and relationships or private things that people don't want to have others know. Sometimes people only want to share something personal about themselves with maybe one or two people they trust. The person who shares private information with someone usually has a deep level of trust with that person. So raise your hands if you understand what gossip is. Excellent. So rumors and gossip might be true. They might be partially true, or they could be totally made up. Unless someone can definitely say the story is true, it will stay a rumor or gossip. And if you decide to share information with other people even after you agreed not to do so, what is the very next thing that happens? Well, you just broke the circle of trust with that person you shared with, who told you not to do that because it was private. And when that person hears the information you shared floating around the school or your church, they're going to ask you directly if you were the one who told other people what was private. Now you are in another dangerous position. Are you going to tell them the answer to their question by saying yes and ask for their forgiveness? Or are you going to be a false witness and lie to them and say that it wasn't you who shared the rumor? In any case, you broke the circle of trust. And now your relationship with that person is broken, and you might never be able to repair your relationship. So please keep seated. And what we're going to do now is we're going to hand out a sheet of paper. Be careful not to fold it or rip it. This piece of paper represents a person you know at school or at church. You don't consider this person to be your best friend, but you think they are nice and they are friendly to you. But for this particular example, we're going to call this person Sue or Bill. So stay with me here because this is very important. Now you hear from someone that Bill or Sue just cheated on their social studies test. The person who told you that Bill or Sue cheated is not your best friend. It is a person you see daily, but you never really speak to them. So right now, at this very moment in your conversation, you have a choice to make. The choice is that you can question the truthfulness of the information, or you can choose to share the information with others. So for this example, we're going to decide that you are going to share the information, and you're going to tell another friend that Bill cheated on his social studies test. To demonstrate the act of spreading the rumor, I want you to take this blank sheet of paper quietly, and I want you to crumble it in your hands and hold on to it. Again, by crumbling this piece of paper, you are illustrating that you have decided to share the story that Bill or Sue cheated on their test. So keep the paper in your hand. Now, 3 days later, after you told 3 different people that Bill cheated on his test, you find out that Bill, in fact, did not cheat on his test. The teacher caught someone else cheating, and that person is in trouble and is speaking with the principal as the rumor was being spread about Bill. So the truth has been revealed. Bill is not guilty of cheating. Now I want you to focus on your piece of paper that represents Bill as a person. We said that the act of spreading the rumor was like crumbling this piece of paper. But now that you know the truth, I want you to straighten out the piece of paper so that you can restore Bill's reputation. So straighten it out. Can you make the piece of paper like it was before you decided to spread the rumor about Bill or Sue? Do you find it impossible, like I do, to restore this piece of paper like it was when it was new? What about Bill? Bill is innocent, but how do you restore his reputation now after you told people that he was a cheater? The consequences of our behaviors and actions can have a long-lasting negative impact on a person's life. The person who decides to gossip or spread a rumor might later feel guilty or ashamed that they told a story that they didn't know was the truth. The person who spread the rumor might have to start telling lies to other students and perhaps teachers, parents, or the principal of the school in order to not take responsibility for their actions. That is what God called as being a false witness, which is a person who tells a lie. Who makes the decision to spread a rumor? Well, only you can make that decision. I can't decide for you, nor can your friends decide for you. The decision to spread the rumor or to help stop a rumor is totally your decision. What are some of the reasons that people decide to participate in gossip or spreading a rumor? I'm going to share with you 10 reasons why people spread a rumor. For attention, out of jealousy, sometimes they do it out of revenge or for revenge. To feel part or gain acceptance from a particular group of people, to act that they are in control or have power over someone, to feel superior. Sometimes they do it out of boredom. Sometimes they do it because they think it might be funny. Sometimes to impress someone they really like. And the last one, and it's a powerful one, they spread a rumor to intentionally hurt someone. Words used in the wrong way can hurt more than a punch to the nose. Words used in the wrong way can hurt for a much longer period of time than a punch to the nose. Gossip and rumors destroy trust. And without trust, it is difficult or impossible to have any meaningful relationships. When I was involved in the murder trial, we had a method to help us validate the truth. In school or church, you don't really have a way to validate the truth. Always remember, true or not, private information is private information. Have you ever heard of the golden rule? That is what Jesus, who loves us dearly, taught us in regarding our relationship with one another. You will find this verse in the great book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 12. And the golden rule says this: do unto others whatever you would like them to do to you. I want you to say the words of Jesus Christ with me. Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. What does this verse mean to you? I'm going to ask you think about your answers to the following questions. Think about this. Do you want someone to lie to you? If not, then don't lie to anyone else. Do you want someone to steal your lunch or your lunch money? If not, then don't steal from someone else. Do you want someone to punch you in the gut? If not, don't punch someone else in the gut. Do you want someone to be a bully to you? If not, then don't be a bully to someone else. What did Jesus say? Do to others what you would like them to do to you. Think about how the United States of America would be if everyone practiced just this one thing in our lives. Think about how your school or church would be different if all the students believed and practiced what Jesus said. Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. Before you go with your group leaders, I want you to stand up. I want you to stop spreading rumors. I want you to declare that you will not gossip. I want you to declare that you will never be a bully. By a show of hands, is there anyone out there that are willing to stop gossiping and stop spreading rumors? Excellent. Well, for those who are ready, I want you to take an oath with me. So raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge and swear that from now to eternity, I will no longer gossip at school or church or any other location. I pledge and swear that from now to eternity, I will no longer spread a rumor. I pledge and swear that from now to eternity, I will no longer be a bully. I pledge and swear that from now to eternity, I will give true answers to all questions as may be asked by my friends, my parents, and by anyone of authority. So help me God. Thank you for your participation. Let me close with a quick prayer. May God bless our efforts, and may God give us the strength and courage to keep our oath and our pledge. Amen. Thank you.